You are a part of like making a lot of things mainstream in hip hop early on. Obviously, grills would be the main thing, and it's something that's kind of stood the test of time. In terms of just like, I mean, people are now getting perms. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
did you ever? Is yours permanent?
No,
No,
mine
no,
not.
no.
Mine
You
not.
pop them out.
Yeah,
Um,
I change them out every day of the week, depending on what
yeah,
watch I'm wearing. I'll switch it up.
and even just like obviously shout out to DJ Screw, but like I think of like a whole entire other generation that was like they came up on the Michael 5000 watts tapes and the chopped and screwed version of People's Champ
Yeah,
and all of those remnants you'll still hear in people's albums. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Do you feel like you get your flowers for the influence you've had just on like hip hop culture? Because you have,
Um,
I mean, it's still there.
I mean, I do definitely some, but not really. But I mean, I got allergies, so I ain't looking for the flowers. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, I really don't do it for that. Especially like when it comes to the grills, I kind of get forgotten or left out of the conversation. But that's fine. I didn't do it for me. It's
Right.
for my partner, my boy
Yeah.
Johnny.
Of
That's
course.
and he definitely get to shine, and that's what it's all about, man. I think about me selling grills and all the people I've sold grills to, or the different style of grills, or how far we took it. But it was a team effort, me and Johnny, and that's part of why, like, there were occasions early on, like when I was in my prime, first coming out, like, well, maybe we should change the name of the store to this, or Johnny and Paul, Paul and Johnny's, or should it be Paul Wall's Grills, or this and
Yeah.
that. And I always felt like, if it's too associated with myself or any rapper, then with the ups and downs, or
Ups and
the,
downs of the industry, people's
right,
careers. Maybe you end up catching a beef with somebody.
right.
Like,
I don't want that. I don't
yeah.
want that to affect that.
Right.
Let the grills be its own thing, and just to see Johnny's vision too for a lot of this. You know, I kind of have certain visions, but Johnny will see like a grandiose thing, like even the store how it is now. I was absolutely cool having a kiosk in the mall,
Right.
or having linoleum tile floors, and
Right.
Johnny like, nah, we need the Versace molding, crown molding,
Right.
Johnny. So Johnny will see a vision sometimes that maybe I can't even see. So it's been awesome and amazing having a partner, and to see how far Johnny's come to be his own personality, where in his own his own branding of who he is.
For sure.
I'll reach out to Johnny. Hey Johnny, I'm trying to link with this rapper. No, yeah, I know
I
he's my
know
boy.
him, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been great.
You I feel like peak, let's say 2007, 2008, 2006, 2005, that kind of era. What is the craziest call you get where someone's in town? Is there like a crazy like, okay, I got to take this person into the shop. It's 2 a.m. Give me the craziest grill shopping escapade you had to go on, because you were the guy back
Yeah.
then. Now people will call Johnny.
Yes,
But back
yes,
then they're
yes.
calling Paul
They're
Wall.
calling me, yes.
They're like, yo, Paul, I'm in Houston.
Yeah.
What we doing?
There's definitely a few, Venus and Serena Williams. Those are, I mean, when you have the icons who aren't like the typical person you would think. If it's a rapper, then you might associate
Right.
them with wearing a grill. But when you get some of these athletes, especially like I said, Serena, the greatest
Serena
tennis player
Williams.
of all time, that's awesome to be able to facilitate that, to make her a grill. Now, if she wants a grill, she can get a grill from anybody in the
course.
world. But for her to want one for me, it's like, man, very a huge honor. But I think maybe Kanye West. Kanye West is definitely a one of the grill escapades
Of course.
where it started. Started with Kanye West in New York.
Did you have to mold them?
I did his mold in New York at a King magazine photo shoot when it was like maybe 20 or 30 of us for the Coming Kings of the Year.
Yep.
And somebody who was a CEO, he was there as a good music CEO king, and there's somebody there as an athlete king, up and coming king who's an author, up and coming king who's whatever this and that, a banker or whatever. So it was a room full of who's who of people who were just on the rise or just killing it. And he walks in, and it's a very industry type event where there's music playing in the lounge. It's
Before or
real
after
low.
Drive Slow?
Before
Okay.
Drive Slow. This is
Okay.
my first time ever meeting him.
Okay.
And he walks in, and he's like, man, it's supposed to be a hip hop event, man. And where's the ciphers at? Where the hip hop?
Right.
It's a hip hop event. Where's the hip hop? No
Right.
hip hop. He busts out with a freestyle, and of course he's still Kanye West before his second album, so he still is the man, but he's definitely not the
Right after
billionaire
after
we know.
college dropout. It's in
Yeah.
between the two. Yeah.
Yes. So he definitely was the
Yeah.
man, but it's not like where he is now, the Kanye we know now. And he busts out a freestyle, and then that's it. Everybody's just in awe. And he's like, man, I'm trying to kick a cipher off, man. Nobody gonna backdoor me. And I'm, of course, I'm
Yeah,
from
you're from
Texas,
Houston.
so I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
hey,
got
come on,
him.
man. I come out with my freestyle, and like, okay, of course, there's a little camaraderie there, the hip hop camaraderie. And then, you know, we go on and have a little side conversation about the Grillz and a few other things. And he's like, hey, you know, I like your Grillz, this and that. Him and as well as Don C, a few of the other people that were with him. And I'm like, hey, look, I got the grill mode right now in my bag. We can do this right here now. Come on, let me get your mode.
Let me get your
I'm
mode.
gonna take care of you.
Yep.
And I was on the way out to the airport, so I did his mode real quick. You know, and came back to Houston. And he said, you know, hey, I'm coming to Houston soon to perform with Scarface at the Texas Beach Party, which is the Kappa Beach Party, but they changed the name.
Yeah.
And this actually was the last Kappa Beach Party there ever was in Galveston. And you know, he was coming down there in a few weeks to perform at that. So we made his Grillz, and you know, after he performs at the beach party, he's at Mike Dean's house in Houston.
Shout out to Mike Dean, yeah.
Big shout out Mike Dean. And he's like, okay, you know, bring the Grillz over here. It's like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. They're mixing Diamonds Are Forever, Diamonds from Sierra Leone. And now I've been in a lot of studio sessions with a lot of different type of musicians, but this was very unique, extremely unique. And I've never been in a situation like this where, you know, you got Mike Dean, perhaps the greatest engineer mixer of all time.
For sure, he's in the combo, yeah.
And he's in there like changing this and that. And Kanye West will be like, no, turn, you know, such and such down. And it'll, you know, say the song is, you know, 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
He's turning something down that's at the 3-minute, 45-second mark. Okay, well, they're listening to the whole song start to end. Again, start to end. Again. I personally, we heard it about 100 times that night. And we were at the end of the mixing session. So just seeing him do all of that, like, and just seeing how dedicated he was to his craft, and he wasn't like overwhelmed or like, you know, it wasn't like too much. It was just like,
the process.
no, he was
the work. Yeah.
He was involved in every part of. Now me, I couldn't, from the first time I walked in to when you hear the song now, it all sounded the same to me.
Right.
But sonically, he could tell every difference. And he's like, no, you know, I need to change this. No, whatever, you know, whatever jargon or engineer talk they were talking, he knew all of that, and they were having their own conversation. And I'm just like, me and Goo were like, man, I don't know what they talking about, but I need to learn that language. And, you know, just being able to, you know, get him his Grillz, and then that turned into, you know, eventually we drive slow. And
one of my favorite, I was gonna say the Drive Slow, like, at what point in time do you get sent that record? Are you in the studio with them? Is it something that gets sent over email? Like
Plain Pat, shout out Plain Pat. He, you know, he managed Kid Cudi, a bunch of artists, but he tried to sign me to Def Jam. It didn't work out, but he still kind of mentored me and gave me a lot of advice, you know, especially when it came to, you know, moving and wiggling in the industry. And, you know, so he would give me a lot of big bro advice. And, you know, eventually he's like, hey, I seen you met Kanye, I seen you met him, whatever, you still got him some Grillz, that's what's up, you know. He say he like your flow and this and that, you know. You down to do a verse on one of his albums? And it's like, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Wow. Who would say no to that?
Yeah.
But, you know, and he's like, you know, hey, man, he might take it off. He might not use it. He's very, very, very particular about what he uses and what he doesn't use. He might use just a portion of what you say. You know, he's kind of setting me up for if I do the verse and he don't like it and he don't use it, I'm not mad. Yeah. But I wouldn't be mad either way it goes, because I just appreciate the opportunity, you know, that he would give me. I mean, I'm from Houston. People at that time, people like me don't get a shot to do a song with Kanye West or artists of that caliber, you know, unless you're Scarface, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to be able to do that, he sent me Plain Pat, sent me the beat. I did my verse, which actually was, I had wrote the verse already for Sitting Sideways.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's super, you did you on that motherfucker.
Yeah. That actually, when I wrote Sitting Sideways, this was the first verse I wrote to Sitting Sideways, but I didn't really write it to the tempo of the beat of Sitting Sideways.
So the verse that ended up on Drive Slow was the original first verse you wrote for Sitting Sideways?
Yes. I used to, this is before I was like a heavy smoker. So my brain would be moving like 1,000 miles a minute, and I would get so distracted by anything. I might get distracted by the tile, the, you know, the doorknob, the sound in the beat, anything. I would just get so distracted. So I would just get the tempo, go sit in my car and write a verse. So that's what I did. I wrote the verse that you hear on Drive Slow. I wrote that for Sitting Sideways. When I go in and lay it, the Sitting Sideways beat, it's a little fast. So when I deliver and lay the vocals, it don't exactly go.
Off.
Yeah. And my boy T. Ferris was like, hey, the verse hard, but it don't really go to the tempo, man. I think you should write a new verse. So I wrote 2 new verses for Sitting Sideways, and I kept it in my pocket for just an occasion such as this.
And it came through.
Yeah, man. And I sent it, I did the verse, sent it in. Plain Pat was like, yeah, he like it, you know, but he wants you to come out here and lay it in LA. I come to LA, lay it, And the whole time I'm thinking I'm getting punked, like MTV punked with Ashton Kutcher. You know, we get off the plane, we come down the escalators, there's two LA sheriffs that pull me to the side and go to the side. They think we're like smuggling drugs or something.
Right.
And I'm like, I knew I was getting punked. I knew this was too good to be true.
This is the MTV Punk days.
Yeah, yeah, man. And then I'm talking crazy to the police.
Yeah.
And Goose like, what are you doing? You about to get us beat up? And I'm like, where Ashton Kutcher at? And then, you know, next thing you know, I'm not getting punked, but
But you're a dick to the cops.
Yeah, man, I apologize. I don't want no smoke. I apologize. And then, you know, from there we go. You know, I'm in a limo going to the local car service going to the studio, and we end up getting pulled over. And I'm like, they couldn't get me the first time, so this is the plan B. But we're right in front of the studio, and I asked the cop, hey, man, can I get out? Because it was like a traffic ticket.
Yeah.
And can I get out? Can I go to the studio? This is where I'm trying to go. He lets me out. He's like, yeah, I'm not giving you the ticket. I'm giving him the ticket. So I'm like, I'm out. And then I go in the studio, looking for Ashton Kutcher, and you know, it's not Ashton.
Kanye's in there?
Yeah, he's in there. He was downstairs recording the song he had with Nas.
Yeah,
so Nas
We
was
Major. Or no, We Major was the one with the game. But what was the name of the one on? But it's on that same album.
Yeah, same album. Nas.
No, We Major is the song with. No, We Major is the song with Nas. Yeah.
Man, I don't even remember. It's all like a blur, but it's all clear. You know what I'm saying? And then I go upstairs, lay my verse, and he's like, I want you to do some other stuff. So I do whatever he tell me to do. And I'm still I'm prepared for the album to come out and
not see your name on the back.
I'm not on it.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, DJ Drama called me, and this was the night before the album comes out. This is when albums came out on Tuesdays. He's called me on Monday night, and he's like, hey, he's at the official listening party. He's like, yo, you want a Kanye album? And I'm like,
I guess so.
I don't know. The album ain't out yet. I ain't seen my name on the credits. I don't know.